Be sure to subscribe for more content.
What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the BigBC Finance Channel, and I hope you're having a very lovely day today. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Luna 2.0, what has happened to it recently, as well as where I predict the price to go to in the near future, as well as some key price levels I'm looking out for and some trades I'm looking to make. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. So let's get those annotations back on the screen for Luna 2.0. What has happened to it recently? Well, yesterday we saw this drop below the support we had here on Luna 2.0. This here marks the bottom of a channel that we were once following, this bullish channel, and now we've dropped below it, and I do believe we're following this new trend. Now, it's not all negative, it's not all negative news, as you'll see in a second, but I'm just explaining what has happened. So we've come down from a triangle below the support. So obviously the price target from this triangle here was this distance, and that's what other traders saw as well, because that's basically where we saw the price go to within that breakout there. We saw the price go to the $2.48 mark and a little bit below before coming back up. Of course, we continue to go down after that as well, and we're basically following this yellow resistance line that we've got now. So we're in this bearish trend at the moment, but like I said, it's not all bad, because I'm always looking out for chart patterns on Luna 2.0, and of course we can construe this data as a potential falling wedge. So I want to show you this first. This could be quite bullish for Luna 2.0. I'm seeing something like this. I'm keeping my eye on something like this, and I had a video before, but I remade it because this last candle here has happened in the past hour, and now we have 3 touches of the support, which makes it a little bit more of a reliable support for me. So we've got 3 touches of the support, at least 4 or 5 touches of this resistance here in yellow, and of course, we should be able to see a breakout soon if this is indeed a falling wedge. And now this is quite exciting, because of course a falling wedge, the price target is always bullish. So if the falling wedge is respected, we shouldn't see a breakout to the downside. We should in fact see a reversal, a trend reversal in the upwards direction. And of course, this gives us a price target of this distance here, which is quite bullish. So if we break out within the next few hours, for example, we should see a price target of around $2.66, which is pretty amazing. And it ties in with this the support that we have here very, very nicely. And if I just zoom out a little bit, you can see how long-term that support is there from the 11th of October. So, if we break out of a falling wedge and we see this price action, then we can make up for most of the lost ground from the support and use this as our resistance. So that's pretty bullish, and that gives us a price target of 9.2% in the bullish direction. So of course, definitely worth the trade if you're keeping your eyes on the chart for that. So that is what I am eyeing. Of course, if we extend this trend line a little bit and we just extend our support a little bit, that gives us a deadline of around 6 a.m. UTC. So that gives us roughly 10 or 12 hours for this pattern for Luna 2.0 to make its mind up whether it's going to be respected by this falling wedge or whether we're just going to keep declining. Of course, if we fall below the support and we just use this resistance as we keep going down, then that's obviously invalidated. So this is the other scenario that I'm watching. Basically, in yesterday's video, we had something that I said looked like this longer term triangle. So if we just move out a little bit, it looks like we've broken down from this triangle. And of course, if this triangle is respected, the chances of this triangle, I do believe, are slightly lower than this falling wedge, because it's such a big triangle. But if this triangle is respected, then the price target is $1.80. We have hit our first take profit, which was $2.40 here on Luna 2.0. And I'll just briefly explain why I've picked $2.40. It's because of these fib levels here. So $2.40 was our first take profit from a breakdown of this large triangle that we saw. And the second take profit would be $2.20. But another level that I have identified is this super long-term support that's gradually increasing here. So this would be another take profit region, and this would be our next target. So if the price continues to fall in its pattern as it's doing like this, that falling wedge is not respected, and the price continues to fall, then the next level should be this support level. This is our long-term support level, and it'd be really cool to see Luna 2.0 kind of respect this long-term support. And of course, if it doesn't respect it, then the next price target would be $2.20 before that ultimate $1.80 mark. But, and of course, the $2.20 and that $1.80 mark are places on the fib levels as well. So this is what I'm looking at, really. Basically, we're in this downhill direction. We could be seeing a potential falling wedge. And someone has asked me as well, in And of course, as you may have seen in my Luna Classic videos, I predicted that there may be a change of trend soon. So I want to talk about whether we could be seeing a change of trend here in Luna 2.0 as well. And if you have seen my Luna Classic videos, you'll know that I've been using the MACD to try and identify these changes of trends. So the way I do that is to look for divergences between what the price data is doing and what this MACD and signal line are doing. So this blue and yellow, the blue and orange line here on the MACD. And of course, if, for example, we can join the lows like this, and the line is going in a downwards direction, so a bearish direction, and the opposite can be said for the MACD, then that would be a bullish divergence. And that's what we identified on Luna Classic. Basically, if we connect the lows of the MACD, we had a line going up. But if we connect the lows of the price on Luna Classic, the line was going down. So that was a bullish divergence, and that to me confirmed that there could be a trend reversal in the near future. Now, of course, if we do the same for Luna 2.0, if we just zoom in and kind of marry where the lows are on Luna 2, so let's say we connect these lows here a little bit earlier on to these lows here. So basically, we can draw this kind of longer term support. We can see that that line is clearly going down. It's going down in quite a quick bearish direction. However, if we draw the line here on the MACD, as you see, connecting these two, this low here to this low here on the MACD, that's a fairly flat line. So of course, it's definitely less bearish than this line here on Luna 2.0, but it's not quite a divergence, because to me this still looks like it's going in a bearish direction. It's very slightly bearish to basically flat, so it's not a convincing divergence for me, and it's not showing that there could be a potential change of trend up ahead. And the same for that other indicator that I used, which is the rate of change. If we have a look at that, this clearly printed a divergence on Luna Classic, and if we do the same for the rate of change using the same data, so we can connect this low here to these lows here, then this here is slightly bullish to flat. So we can see it's going in a very slight uphill direction. So I'll let you construe it how you want. To me, it's not completely convincing, but you could say it's a divergence in the sense that this is going in a particularly bearish direction, and these two lines here are nowhere near as bearish. In fact, they're probably best described as flat. So in themselves, the evidence for a trend reversal is fairly weak if you just use the rate of change and the MACD divergences as your evidence. But of course, coupled with the fact that we could be seeing a trend reversal pattern, which is the falling wedge, and a falling wedge indicates that there will be a trend reversal if it is respected, kind of adds more weight to the fact that we could potentially see a change of reversal. And of course, it doesn't stop there. I want to just show you the S&P. So of course, again, why am I going on the S&P? Well, it's because the crypto and S&P have been fairly closely correlated since we started this bear market. They're both risk assets. So when we see the S&P pumping, we could also see cryptos pumping, and that includes Luna 2.0. So stock markets, for which the S&P is a good index for, basically looks like it's starting another bear rally. How high it could possibly go just depends on what analysis you do. Some people think it's going to be 390. Some people think the bear rally is going to be up to 410, where this trend line is. But the important thing is the bear market rally will go in a bullish direction. And of course, last time we saw a bear market rally was in August here. So from its June lows to its August highs, we saw a pump of around 20%. And we saw something similar on Bitcoin as well. So we know that there's a correlation going on. And of course, if we see something similar here with another bear market rally, that just adds a bullish bias to cryptocurrencies in general. So we could see that on Luna 2.0 as well, where there's a bullish bias here. That could shift the possibility of a potential trend reversal, with the price of Luna 2.0 doing something like this, particularly if we do see that bear market rally in the coming days. Now, of course, if that's not the case and the S&P doesn't do this rally, the stock market in general, doesn't do this rally, and instead we just see a dump, for example, then that adds a bearish bias, and that gives the possibility of the price just going down more, greater weight. In summary, the stock market going into this bear rally kind of adds more weight to the fact that we could be seeing a trend reversal on Luna 2.0. Of course, the indicators are a bit iffy, but if we are seeing this falling wedge, and if we do see that bear market rally, then that's two strong pieces of evidence that should indicate that Luna 2.0 could form a new trend that is in a general upwards direction. Of course, Of course, I can't say how steep this bullish trend will be. It could be something like this, for example, or it could be more like this where it's a little bit flatter. But of course, you know, but in order for this new bullish trend to be confirmed, I'll be looking at a few things. And the first thing is this 100-hour moving average. And it's 100 hours because I'm on the 1 hour chart and it takes the last 100 candles into consideration. So we obviously need to flip this moving average in order to be bullish. And I say that because, you know, this moving average is a good indicator as to whether we're in a bullish or a bearish trend. So if we look back on Luna 2.0, for example, we can see the price movement here was generally bullish as the price was above this 100-hour moving average. But as soon as we came down below this moving average, we've just been in this bearish trend. So that's the first thing I'll be looking for the price to cross this moving average. And number two, draw the trend line from the summit of Luna 2.0 from up there and just connect these highs down there. And I'll be looking for this trend line to be flipped as well. So of course there's this falling wedge, and if it is respected, then of course we can see the price break up to the upside, and I'd expect for this bullish trend to be confirmed that the price flips this trend line and flips this moving average with a lot of momentum and volume. So of course, break out from the falling wedge, prices go up, but of course we want to see this volume down here go in a trend like this, something similar to the kind of volume that we saw back here, for example, where there was a massive spike relative to the volume beforehand as well. So that's what I'd be looking for, an increase in volume as we break through that trend line and that moving average, because that for me will confirm a new change in trend. So that's what I'm really looking for, you know, to really break out of this bearish trend that we've got at the moment on Luna 2.0. And of course, it does look a bit... And of course, this is all theoretical stuff. At the end of the day, this analysis is never perfect. So we could also just see the price continue to head down with the rest of the markets like this. Of course, I've given you the price targets for if we do something like this. But if we do break out of this falling wedge to the upside, we should also break this trend line and this moving average. And on increasing volume and increasing momentum, this would be confirmed for me. And I'd expect an immediate price target of around $2.65 coming out of this falling wedge. And of course, if we get there, then I will make another video. But for now, that's pretty much all I have to say. Look forward to seeing what happens to Luna 2.0. Let me know in the comments if you're bullish or bearish on Luna 2. But otherwise, guys, again, that's all I have to say. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.